so that way we can sort of get their sense of how the media has been doing coverage of the Trump presidency and whether or not that they are addressing the issues that are most important to them.
The media, I think, spends too much time focusing on his tweets, and maybe there's more important things that they should be focusing on rather than his random remarks.
Taylor, thank you for your comments. You know, if he's not talking to the press, how else are we supposed to get his unvarnished thoughts?
Yeah, I do totally get that, but I think that they're sort of a distraction. I don't think that they deserve time in the media as much as they're getting. You know, for example, his most recent tweet, he talked about how the Republicans are good sticking together and he's upset with the Democrats, something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I don't think that statement is really important to the news. I think that they should be trying to get in on what he's actually doing and not just what he's saying. Okay.
I will accept that. We just talked about that on air, so maybe we spent too much time for your liking. You hear this news. What do you think? What do you think is the fallout? Who is to blame there?
There's many different contingents which this could hinge on. First off, the media. One thing they must continue to do is rely on fact-based reporting in order to get their message across. Due to recent things that have happened in the media, we also need to start shifting away from scorekeeping within the Senate to who can and will make the next move. This will give time for regrouping and the inspiration of new ideas.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Really interesting, actually. Thank you, Emily. I appreciate your comment there. So the last hour, we've been talking about healthcare, and thankfully the president tweeted at least 4 or 5 times about healthcare to make it relevant. So yes, I appreciate those comments.
My name is Allison Kaiser from Pinkerton Academy in Derry, New Hampshire.
Hey,
so
welcome.
The topics that pertain directly to the well-being of the American people require a large amount of constant coverage. Leading news sources are setting a precedent for coverage on the healthcare debate by telling us what decisions are being made on the national scale and by who. And I think that's very important for us to stay informed.
View that, you know, as long as we're staying on top of major important topics like healthcare, then that's the way to go, right?
Well, there isn't a lot to know right now because there is a lot of confusion in the hands of people who are making the decisions. So as long as we can keep on top of the news as it comes, I think that is the most important job for the people to be doing right now.
You know, I think there's a superficiality to the news today that's not good. And what's happening is
that was very blunt there, Brendan. Thank you.
I mean, I think the truth hurts sometimes, but it clearly is the truth. You know, I think we're focusing a lot on the tweets, and we're looking at numbers and we're looking at statistics. But what's behind all those? You know, that could just be a facade for a random poll group. Or a very particular poll group where those numbers and those statistics and those graphs are rigged in a particular way to get the media consumers to buy into it.
Yeah, being discriminatory about polling, I totally hear you on that one, and that's something that not a lot of outlets have gotten into. I think some polling outfits have been completely shunned and ignored, but others you continue to see still pop up. Thank you so much. I thank all of you for joining me today and having this conversation, and it's incredibly helpful and I think illuminating for our listeners to get your perspective.
I gotta wait till this kind of block goes away in my head because it's just I can't even believe that just happened.
It is very satisfying to know that I've done this and completed it.
I think it feels pretty good.
I think it went very well, and I think that I was born to tell the news, so I hope to do that.